Well, hello everyone. Let's see if anybody's out here today. I don't know. This thing's StreamYard has made some updates apparently, where everything you want to add you have to pay for, a la carte ish, I guess. Let's see. Let's see what's happening over here. It does show that I'm live. Let me make sure we're muted. There we go. We'll mute that. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Good morning. I'm trying to get things up and going here, so got a few new things happening. Hey, Steve, good to see you. Good to see Stuffy. Uh, we got Jack and Danae. We got Grayson. It is 12:08, so hopefully everybody's having a good day. I got a couple little crazy tidbits here today on what's going on with me. So I know everybody has obviously seen me. Well, not seen me. That's the bigger thing. Not seen me lately. So I want to make a couple of announcements that are hopefully going to work out well. But we'll see. Everything's always seems to be in a state of flux for me. But at any rate, I am no longer with Spectrum. I have accepted a position with Appimon. So I will be working with the people from AppyTablet and Beneral, Viagra, Hygienic Boost. Yeah, I know, right, DC? Good to see you. So yeah, just I will probably be in an area near everyone soon. And I'm sorry for the bedhead. I just kind of got on here and made a few phone calls and did some things like that. Let's see if I can figure this out now. Because there you go. Present or invite. Let's see. Invite guest. All right, we'll copy that. Let me come back over to the or to my page and see if I can get this added here. So obviously with the job, it's made things really difficult to stay on YouTube. Prime example is even when they switched the days that that we would be working, like Tuesdays I was having off, we ended up having to work overtime. So it just is one of those things that couldn't be avoided. It was mandatory overtime. I actually did well at the job. No complaints with the job. No complaints with the company. It's still a great company in my opinion. But is it what I want to do? Not really. I definitely enjoy the being here with you guys. I enjoy the ability to go to bee shows. I enjoy beekeeping. So when the opportunity presented itself to me, I decided to take it. So I will probably be at Nobby. I know I'll be in Georgia. Hey, Brian, good to see you. Got the link pinned if anybody wants to come on in. We'll try to make a little afternoon stream here. As long as there's people around, we'll try to make it happen. Yeah, so good thing is that because of the biggest complaint that I had, I guess, is the with Spectrum is like if you earn a commission, you're not getting that commission for basically 2 months. So I still have 2 months worth of commissions that will be still getting paid to me. Now, one will be in 2 weeks, and then one will be next month. But by then, should be in full stream of the new job with Appimon. And I'm really excited about things that are going on over there. Matter of fact, if you need fondant, I would go there and order it from Appimon because they've got a great price on it right now. Not to make a big sales pitch or anything, but just to give you an example, 20 kilograms. What's that? 20 times 2.2. Is that like 44 pounds? If my math is mathing today. I think it's $90. So that's 21 pound. 21 pound package. Yeah, 44 pounds, $90. So that's basically $2 a pound of fondant. Comes in a big case, individually wrapped. Very nice. And with winter coming up, I've actually been feeding it, like the cutouts, the cutout that I just did and all of that. I actually did put fondant on some of those colonies. The small colonies I had out in Lexington, put fondant on them because to me, it seemed to limit robbing, right? Because the smell is not so strong, but it's right on them, so they can get it. And they all eliminated that and got that going. So yeah. So what's going on in everybody else's world over here? I don't know. I know some of you guys like the daytime streams. Some don't like daytime streams. Hey, Sean, good to see you. Because I'm going to try to get back into doing this. I don't necessarily want to, DC, I don't know that it would be there very long. I just make a slit in the bottom of it with a razor and put it on like a little hole, and then they just climb up in there. So really there's no moisture getting to the fondant other than through the hole in there. So I don't think it would be an issue, especially if you've got it under your like wood chips or whatever you're using in your box there to keep the moisture out, the desiccant, if you will. So yeah, it's just been crazy. I'm probably going to try to do some restructuring on I've got a ton of excess equipment out here going on. I probably need to get rid of some of that just to, and I say that because if the equipment's not being used and it's not on a colony, then essentially it's just sitting out here getting old and it could be used on the colony. I got tons of like Pro Nukes and corrugated nuke boxes. Hey, Melanie, good to see you. Things like that I'm thinking about reducing what I've got as far as that. And then, if I need more equipment later, just build back a little bit slower as I need the equipment type of thing. Just try to generate some cash flow on that type of thing. Other than that, I had less bees this year than I typically have, but I didn't make substantially less honey than I did in the past. So I really think that the advice that came through this group as far as spreading out the bees, right, out yards, that helped. Less stress on them locally, and that really seemed to help out. Yeah, how much is Hivalife fondant each there, Sean? Just curious. Aren't they like $5 or $7 a piece when you buy them by a pack or something? The Appy fondant, it's nothing special. This batch is nothing special, but they will be adding a supplement to it in the future. But for $90 for 21 kilograms is pretty good for a price. And it also does well as queen candy in your queen cages. It's pretty good. So I think there's like 5,000. I think he's got like 5,000 pounds or something like that over there. He's got quite a bit from what I understand. So if you need fondant, it's a good price. Go get it. If you buy it by the case, it's like $90 a case, but it's 44 pounds. I know Morgan still got some. He bought some for me last year. I don't have any currently, but they do have it at the Appimon website. So yeah, man, if anybody's available, click the link, jump on in. Let's chat. Just talking to the chat box is kind of defeats the purpose. Yeah, Nabi's cheaper. Yeah, definitely cheaper. At the shows, you can get great prices on stuff. The thing is, and I will more than likely be at Nabi, so I'll get to see a lot of people this year, especially in my new position. That should be a thing. So it'll be interesting to see how that all unfurls. And hey, there we go. We got Morgan driving down the road. Hey, Morgan, what's up?
All just out delivering my stuff today, so I can finally got all 4 of my beehives moved over to the new house. So that's
I saw you're sending me some pictures. They look pretty good. Look like they're doing pretty good. I've had some. I've actually lost a couple hives for whatever reason. Probably hive beetles, more than likely. That's the culprit. But I've also gained a couple, so it's about the same. About 25 colonies. They seem to be doing good. I've got feed on them right now. Just trying to make sure they've got enough stores for the winter, which it's been we've had nights in the like 62, which is kind of cool for this time of year.
Yeah, we're supposed to get some cool weather coming up, some cooler weather coming up.
Right. Yeah. Well, Indiana is coming for you. Just win.
Yeah. Well, they said we're supposed to get down into the 40s. Then it'll warm back up. We got a cool trough coming in. I can feel the temperature changing today. Where I'm at now, I'm up north. I can feel the temperature has dropped significantly in the last half hour.
Okay. Yeah, it's gotten down to the 60s. Usually we don't experience this type of cool weather until like middle of October. So we're a little bit early.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on it to stick around.
Right. DC, as far as Nabi sales, they're good. If you're already going, they're a great deal on a lot of things there. If you're not going, well, especially where you're at in Washington State, by the time you travel, pay for the hotel, pay for your food, pay for your tickets, you would have to buy a metric crap ton of stuff, like Brian does every year, and drive it back to Colorado to make it make sense as far as the savings. Right. So that's for sure.
So what's the difference? What's the difference in a metric crap ton and a imperial crap ton?
It's the G-rated version of saying something that sailors would say. So yeah, you have to buy a bunch. I actually had somebody offer me. Well, it was kind of a sideways offer, I'll say. The guy that I worked with at Spectrum was like, "Oh, we need to partner up, right?" And I'm always leery of that when someone says, "Hey, we need to partner up," because usually that means Bob's doing the work and this person's gonna get some of the money, right? That's typically how that works for me anyway. But the gentleman was like, we need to partner up, and you need any investors? I said, for 50,000, you can buy the whole damn thing, right? I would sell him all my bees, all my boxes, and then because what he's not buying is my knowledge, right? So if this guy, he acted like it was a good deal. So if he does buy it, I will load everything up except for my my creamer. I would load everything else up and carry it to him and get the check, and then I would start over fresh with some in the spring with some new bees, maybe nicer genetics. Now over the years, learning that, hey, put some in this yard, some in this yard, some in this yard, right, and do it that way, is a good thing. So they're not buying the knowledge. If they do buy it, I highly doubt that that'll ever come to fruition. I don't see a non-beekeeper just dropping 50,000 to take up beekeeping. But hey, if they did, God bless them. You know,
Beers on Bob.
Yeah, that would make my life a little bit easier. I could actually mow the grass over there, you know, stuff like that. Get things going in the right direction.
Yeah, I'm hoping I get through this winter this year with all 4 of them and don't have to rebuild again next spring.
What I would do, honestly, in your situation, if starting over type of thing, if I were starting over in your area with the winter, I would get polyhives. And I mean, they've helped the hives that I've had poly here. They do really well. In the summertime, it keeps the heat off of them as much. And in the wintertime, it keeps them warmer, right? The heat stays in better. And I would recommend that. Matter of fact, I recommended it when Zach, that helps me out with the bees out there at his place. They wanted to get a hive, and I suggested to them getting the licensed poly hive, and they did. And those bees are doing fine in their little swarm that I caught, and stuff like that. Just because in the long run, as long as you keep them like painted and treated, which he didn't want to paint his, but if he would have, you don't have to worry about wax moss too much burrowing through them. And they seem to do pretty well. And then you can use your wooden boxes as honey supers, and just keep them going good. Right. I had them buy the feeder to go on top, and that just makes it easy for them. And matter of fact, I tasked him last time. I said, don't let these be empty, these jars, because the time that it takes me to get back and forth to check 3 hives is about an hour if I don't do anything, if I just drive there and come back. So it's like when you see these are empty, these glass jars, you fill it up. You fill them up with some sugar water and keep them on there so they can do what they need to do.
Yeah, I ended up
back in DNA, good to go.
I ended up with out of 2 hives that was just because the other 2 were completely new, build up. I didn't get anything out of them. I ended up somewhere between 80 and 100 pounds of honey. It's still in buckets right now. With the moving, I haven't had time to put it in jars yet.
Right. Well, what I found, and this was straight from Brad. It's not me, but I learned a lot from those guys over the last couple of years. So when I started, I would just, as soon as I extract it, jar it all up. But then it would start crystallizing over time because I couldn't sell it faster than it would crystallize, right?
Okay.
So then I would be moving bottles in and out of the warmer to get them ready to be sold. So now I bottle up some. When I run low, I bottle some more. And then what I can do is I can take a whole 5-gallon pail if it's starting to crystallize and put it in the warmer for a night or so, and then dump it in the bottling tank where the bottling tank decrystallizes the rest of the way, and it seems to work really well doing that. And I don't have a bunch of just jars of honey laying around. I still do have a bunch of jars of honey laying around, by the way, just not forcing it on myself every time.
Right.
But it's,
I need to get some jar. I got people asking me, and I'm like, I'm trying to, but like I said, every time I go to do something, something comes up I have to do, or have to go help this person do that, or this person do that, or do stuff for myself, and just so many hours in a day, and sometimes there ain't enough of them.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, especially like working a job, right? I mean, that when you get done, like my yard looks so bad right now because when Mom was alive and we were here mostly, I was able to go out anytime I wanted to, mow the grass, pick stuff up. You know, this cooler weather would have been perfect to be out there, and I did do some in the yard, but it's just one of those things to where it's you don't realize how fast you can get behind.
Oh yeah, mine looks good because it's brand new.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I had something weird happen in my backyard the other day. So I've been having deer hanging out in my yard, right? Not a big thing. And I pulled up in my truck the other day coming back from, or getting ready to go out to the out yard out there where the cutout was, and finish that up. And all of a sudden, as I'm getting in the truck, I'm hearing rustling in the woods. I'm like, oh, it's probably one of those deer. And I look over and I see the white tail right as it's jumping, white tail. I'm like, yeah, it's a deer. And then it hops over my barbed wire fence into my backyard. And it's just basically bouncing until it goes back in the woods. And about 3 seconds later, 2 German shepherds come tearing ass out of the woods right after it. So I'm like, well, that is the weirdest thing I've seen. Not so much from the deer, but just 2 random German shepherds in my yard, right, that I know nothing about. So I went and worked the bees because they went off in the woods wherever they went, and came back, and I'm sitting there doing a live stream, and all of a sudden I see the 2 dogs walking back through my yard to go back in the woods to go back wherever they came from. Well, the next morning I get up to go to work, and the deer stand there looking at me like, dude, you let those dogs chase me out of here. I'm like, hey, sorry, pal. Sorry about that. So it is weird to see that, but the dogs, I mean, if they're wild dogs that have kind of gone feral, that have just been out and about, you know, there's no telling what they'll do. They might attack you. They might have been the ones that killed all my chickens. You know, I don't know.
Might have.
But, so it's yeah, the Enel hives are.
So you're still working for the?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So you still working for the telephone place?
No, yesterday was the last day. So
okay.
I am going to work at Appimon. So,
okay, what we talked about earlier.
Yeah, with Mehmet, with the Appy tablets and stuff. So it's been over 2 years now. If you look back 2 years ago, I put up the first video I used Appy tablets. That's the only thing that I've used since. No Formic, no Apivar, no oxalic acid, nothing. That's the only thing. And
I mean, you saw I posted the videos of when I used it on the 4 different hives for several weeks, and it was, you know, it seemed to accomplish something.
It comes down to one thing for me. First of all, cost. Well, I guess it's more than one thing if we want to break it down. Cost is the first thing. Ease of use was the second thing. Third thing is it's all natural. I don't have any plastic or any waste I have to throw away when I'm done, other than the packages that they come in. But as far as strips, I don't have to go back in and pull strips, right? I might have to move the tablet out of the way, but that's
Right.
it.
To me, it's the same 3, but the cost is the least of my concern, even though it is. But
right.
the ease of use, especially when I'm working 10 to 12 hours a day, the ease of use is the very first thing. The all natural is second, and then cost. Even if it costs a little bit more, those would outweigh the cost for me.
Well, the thing is with the tablet, they're so easy to use, right? You do an inspection, you're out there checking your bees anyway, and before you close it up, you throw a tablet on top of it, right? And then you close it up, and then you forget about it. You come back next time, and let's say, hypothetically, let's say a flow comes on. You can take your hive tool and a little plastic tote, pull them all off of your colonies, and go right back after the flow and put those same tablets back in colonies, and you don't waste any of it.
Well,
so
or even at that, if it flows on, they're not going to be messing with the tablet anyway, and it's all natural. You could just leave it on.
Yeah, you could. They're not. I mean, a lot of people I've seen. Well, I put tablets on and they're not eating them. Well, they've got something else to eat. I mean, that's the point blank of it. With me, I just use them again, right? Just keep them on there. I have not thrown. Well, I can't say I haven't thrown any out because it's usually my own stupid fault. Like I pulled the tablet off and set it off to the side, and I do my inspection. I close the hive back up, and it's sitting over there, the remnants of it, and then it gets wet, something like that. But yeah, no, I don't have any complaints with it. And then if it comes down to it, I can honestly say that, and this may or may not be a good thing for some people. I understand. But for me, if I didn't have any greater losses than anybody else using any of the chemical type treatments. So with that being said, for me, if it's not going to be any less effective than anything else on the hive, then I'm going to do it without chemicals. I mean, it just comes down to that,
Well, I know what I saw when I used it, and I saw a bunch of critters in the bottom that wasn't supposed to be, that are better off in the bottom than they are up in the hive. Right. So that's all I can say.
That's it too. And I've been using, obviously I was a big Apis Biologics guy, and I liked the product fine. But the Beneral and Viagra, they work really well as well. And it's
now, do you have that on your website yet?
I've got the Viagra. I don't have any Beneral. And I'll be the first one to tell you, I hate the way they're named. Just honestly, I hate the way they name their products. Mainly because you don't know what you're like. Like my product, Swarm Rustler. You know what that does. It's kind of in the name. It has something to do with the swarm, and Rustler, you get the idea. When you look at Appy Tablet, okay, Appy, it's for bees, right? But other than that, you don't know. Beneral, Viagra. So Beneral is minerals. So I guess the AL for minerals. Viagra, it's vitamins. So when I use the Viagra, it's mixing up with you mix it up and put it into your syrup, and it kind of makes it look like Gatorade. It's got all kinds of vitamins in there, and my bees love it. I'm still going into colonies that have multiple frames of brood in them.
Right. Well, I know that when I used the other stuff you had before, it changed the color. It made it more of it just changed the color. It wasn't clear like sugar water. It had a yellowish tint to it. And I mean, the same way I did just sugar water, and the bees weren't touching it at all. I mixed the other stuff in it. Within 15 minutes, there was bees up in it working it.
Well, I'll tell you what, with
So I
the
imagine this would be the same way.
yeah, it's one thing I really like, and I like it about Apis Biologics, and I like it about Biagra, Bineural, Apitablet. It's family-owned businesses.
Right.
Small business. It's not when I say small business, Apamon has been around since 1960. They're a bigger company, but it's still family owned and family operated. I mean, I've seen videos of his kids packaging up Apitablets into the sleeves to ship them out, right? So it doesn't get much more family operated than having your middle school kids handling tablets to put them in the packets to help support the family. And those are the things that I really like.
Right.
So it's definitely going to be a interesting transition for me. But I'm game. Mainly I get to socialize with beekeepers.
Right.
So what's bad about that?
Nothing.
Nothing at all. So it'll be fun for me. It'll allow me to do some things I need to do around here, and main things that we're looking for. I need to find some commercial beekeepers. I don't know a bunch of commercial beekeepers. All the commercial beekeepers that I know are pretty much in Canada. I know a few.
We have
but,
two of them out here.
Names and phone numbers, because we're going to be going on a tour. We're going to be going over the United States to go visit some commercial beekeeping operations.
Well, I can text you a couple from out here.
If you would, that'd be great.
Yeah, there's a Baston Bees and
Baston Bees, where you buy a lot of your stuff from, right?
Well, when I get a chance, yeah. I mean, I haven't bought a whole lot lately. I bought a queen off of them this year because the guy I was in need of at that time, and the guy I normally get queens of, he couldn't be there till a certain day, and it's like I had too much going on to be there that day.
Mm-hmm.
So I called Baston's, and they said, "Yeah, we got one." I said, "Okay, I'm on the way." So,
yeah, that's how I used to do a lot of my stuff too. So
and Tree City Bees is where I normally get my stuff from, or my bees from, because I've only ever bought a queen. I've never bought anything but queens.
When you got started with beekeeping, you didn't buy a nuke or anything? You just
caught a swarm
and started that way?
And everything came off of that swarm, except for some queens.
I'll tell you what, you guys would be, we didn't put it on video, so there's no proof of this. You have to take my word. But when I was out at the out yard, we actually lit a smoker as a training environment for Zach. We lit a smoker. We smoked the 3 hives. I showed him how to smoke a hive, and not that we needed it, but he was like over smoking it a little bit. But there was not a bunch of flighty bees that day. It was kind of cool. They were just kind of doing their thing. It was a good thing.
I wish there hadn't been flighty bees the day I moved my hives. Oh. Tom come and help me with that. I have to apologize to Tom for that. I thought I had him closed up a whole lot better than I did, but lessons learned.
Tom, which Tom?
From Ohio, Cincinnati. Tom.
Oh, he drove over and helped you out?
Yes.
How far is he from you?
About an hour and a half.
It's that retired life for him. He's got the retired life. I was supposed to go down to Keith and get some nukes from him. They were swarms that he caught. But one thing led to another, and it never ended up happening.
He did. We went out, did that, and the wives went and did stuff in Greenfield, and then everything worked out good. And it was nice. First time I ever actually saw him in person.
I don't think I met Tom in person yet. I don't know if I met him at Hive Life or not when I was there.
I don't know. I haven't been to Hive Life or to the other one down in Louisville yet. Just
well, I should be there this year.
Okay, I might go depending on how much because they got 1-day passes now, so I might go because I can go down in the morning and I can go home in the evening because it's not that far.
Right.
I mean, we're talking maybe 2.5, 3 hours for me to get there.
That's not bad.
But and then there's another one, a great big one, Hunters. If you look them up, I know they got a website, Hunters Honey Farm. They got it, and they got a big one down. It's south of Indianapolis. So there's 3 commercial activities right here within an hour. All of them are within an hour of the house.
Right. Yeah, that's if you can send me that when you get home or whatever later, I'd appreciate that.
Will do. I'll look up all their information and get it to you.
So man, I don't have it in here. That's not unusual, I guess. But the Viagra and the Benero come in a really big bag for like $20. They're
okay, so it's a little less expensive than the other.
They actually make one that'll do a whole like 2,500 gallons.
Wow.
For more
that'd last me a lifetime.
More of a commercial operation, yeah.
You have to keep that in the refrigerator too after opening it.
I haven't kept mine in.
Okay.
There was nothing on it that said to do that. I haven't. Okay. I've just been using it, so I could be wrong. You could be pissing away $20, but
I've pissed away a lot more than that.
Yeah, I've done the same over the time.
Hey, I'll be right back. I got to run into the gas station real quick, and then I'll be right back.
All right, man. I'm gonna remove you from the screen till you get back. Then.
Okay, that's cool.
Yep.
I'll talk to you in a little bit. Bye.
Yes, sir. All right. So, yeah. So, hey, we definitely got the link. If anybody wants to join in, let us know what you're doing today, what's going on. We're just hanging out for a brief while here. Just thought I'd give some updates on what was going on in the world of Bob, because I know a lot of people have been interested in what's going on. Just work has been the name of the week, I guess. And we've made some changes. We're trying to get back in it. You'll see a lot more, hopefully, live streams and videos. I like to do the live videos, but we'll try to go back to filming some videos and editing them and stuff like that. Obviously, with the new role coming up, who knows exactly what will be happening with that. But we're going to do our best to expand the product name and get it out there. It's a great product. I wish more people in the States knew about it, or at least gave it a shot. And we're going to work towards that. There's tons of products on the market. I get it. There are, but this is the one that I've kind of hitched my saddle to. And, through doing YouTube videos on the product, having no idea what a product was, to seeing what it does and experiencing it, and the ease of use, it's just made it a tool in my toolbox that I use every day. And Mehmet is a great guy. His family's very nice. I think I've met them all but his daughter now. I think I've met just about all of them. But it's a great product. So I'm going to continue to use it, and hopefully you'll consider using it if you choose to. Swarm lure sales were not what they have been in the past. Just 100% honest with you. They haven't been. But it's still there. We're still doing it. It's just wasn't a good year. And that's all good. Partially because I haven't been on live streams every week talking about it, pushing it, stuff like that, So a lot of that is on me. I didn't run as many ads on Amazon as I did last year, sponsoring the product. So, a lot of that's me. Just didn't have time to follow up with it, keep up, and make sure everything was going out on time and all of that good stuff. So definitely going to try to get that back and running. Creamer's still going great. I think I got about, 5 frames that I'm going to be cutting up for combed honey. We'll see what we get out of that. Hopefully it doesn't all end up just as chunk honey in a jar. It's something that I'm trying to learn and master. I do have a box of medium frames that I'm probably going to try to get some Simple Comb. Is it Simple Comb? What is Simple Comb? The little plastic clamshells that you put the wax on and they close up. I think I'm going to try some of those and see how those work out. I'm sure they work fine. Looks like Bruce's Bees was using them. Some other people were using them. If Joey, if you're watching this, you haven't used any of yours, send me some. Send me enough to do about 25 frames. So I can give them a shot. Or I'll try to buy a smaller pack of them in the future. But those things are, I guess, kind of expensive. And DC got a date ant. Brad's been using that the BAS 4000 at his place that he got from me. The BAS stands for Big Ass Smoker. That's that's the one that he got. It's pretty huge. So about the size of my head. It looks like a beer stein kind of. But he's back. Hold on. He's back. I didn't realize you got back that quick. So
I just had to run in here and get some of this $1.7 billion lottery tickets.
You bought some lotto tickets?
Yep. A buddy of mine, he's going to be in another part of the state, so I bought two for me and 2 for him, and he's over there. He's buying 2 for him and 2 for me, so we can spread it out around a little bit. See if that helps. Well,
don't forget us broke people when you win it big.
I won't forget you. I'll send you a postcard.
Send you a postcard from wherever you're at. In hiding, witness protection plan.
I hear you.
Yeah, that'd be man. Could you imagine if you won that much? Even after taxes, you'd be like 500 millionaire.
Well, they said that the cash option. And that's after they take taxes and all that out, and you get what's there for the cash option. It's $750 million or something like that.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's enough to say.
I wouldn't be mad at you. I wouldn't be mad at you if you just put $1 million in a trust where they got deposited, the interest got deposited in my account. You keep the $1 million. Just have the interest deposited into my account every month. Make me a happy man.
Oh, I understand that. I could set your bee business up for you.
That's it. We could partner.
Right.
That's funny. It'd be nice. Definitely. Hey, you shouldn't say those kind of things because now it's on permanent record on the internet. I could be like, he told me. He told me. I got video footage. Everybody was watching.
I don't think it would hurt Hey, I would be contributing to a veteran-owned company.
Business. That's right. I would like to say delinquency of a minor, but I'm already delinquent and I'm not a minor, so that wouldn't work.
Yeah, we passed that stage a long time ago.
Oh my gosh,
delinquency and minors.
I know it.
I was in the Navy when I passed both of those.
Yeah, I went through it while I was in the Navy. That's for sure. Absolutely. But anyway, what you got new going on in your life?
Oh, like I said, we moved into Greenfield, Indiana. And I got everything set up. I did things a little different with the bee yard this time. I made my fenced in area. I put a heavy tarp down after I cut the grass down to dirt.
Mhm.
I put a real heavy tarp down, and then I covered that heavy tarp with rubber mulch because I didn't want anything growing up through there. That way, it make it stay nice so it don't break down to where something can grow through it.
Right.
And I should be pretty well vegetation free inside of there from here on out. So, and then I did my first extraction with the high down in the basement, and it's a little cool down there. It took a little while for it all to get out. I had it strapped, my thing strapped to one of the pillars to keep it from walking all over the basement. But I think what I'm gonna do is move up into the garage and set all my stuff up along one wall.
Right.
And I'm gonna drill some holes and put where I can bolt it down in the garage.
Right.
And go from there with it.
Now, are you planning, now that you got the new place, are you planning to do more than 4 hives, or you just kind of set on, I'm just only going to have 4?
Right now, I'm just going to have 4, I think. If I read my city rules right, the acreage that I have, I'm allowed 4, and then whatever nukes I need during the time to control the swarming in that. But I think I'm allowed 4 main hives
at your because of the homeowner association.
I don't have a homeowner association. It's the city rules.
City ordinance.
If you're under a quarter acre, you can have 2 hives, and if you're from a quarter to a half an acre or a little, you're allowed 4. And I'm just a little over half an acre, so I'm allowed 4.
I gotcha.
Which is, with working 10 to 12 hours a day, 4 is plenty. I mean, I'm not saying that you work it a lot all the time, but when it needs work when it needs work. And when you're working 10 to 12 hours a day, 4 hives is for me. 4 hives is plenty.
Our my city here, Columbia, just decided they were going to be a bee city. So I'm not sure if all that entails, but I'm sure it has something to do with lots of pollinating flowers and stuff like that through the city. Not that I live close enough to the city that my bees would benefit from it, but I thought it was pretty cool that they have taken that step. So now it's like, hey, how serious do you want to be about this? Is this something that would now enable me to do like hive top beekeep or building top beekeeping in the city? Like companies would allow you to have bees in town, something like that. You don't know. How serious
that could help you by, like you said, by moving some of so you're not stressing out the environment with a bunch of bees in one spot. If they're going to put all them flowers and stuff all over the place, that could possibly be something that could help you out.
Sean says it's stupid to have ordinances like that with the number of bees you can have when the bees fly 3 miles. So I think it's more that they don't, the neighbors, right? Neighbors have pools, water, stuff like that. It could aggravate them. I kind of get that. But one reason why I was so disappointed when they started building all the houses around here because, you get set up one way and then all of a sudden all these houses come and next thing they're starting to try to change rules. And it's like, we didn't ask for all that stuff to come out here. They could have stayed in the city.
You should be grandfathered in if you were doing it before. I see if you start afterward, but and I get it. I mean, and where I'm at, I'm on the edge of Greenfield, so there's a lot of farm fields and other fields around, and sycamore trees and other trees.
Right.
So within distance, I think I'll have plenty for the bees to get to. I mean, it wasn't but a couple of days after I moved the first 2 in, they were already bringing in pollen, so they'd already found something.
I'm gonna tell you how mine worked out. this year. So as far as honey, last year I made 1,250 pounds of honey, but I had over 50 colonies. This year, essentially I had about really 16 to 20 honey production colonies. Everything else was kind of, in stages of growth, right? Nukes and stuff like that. And so I say I had 50% less colonies and I only made 20% less honey. So I made 1,000 pounds on basically half the colonies. So
it also helps you out because it's less. I mean, if you're only extracting from that, it's less work to get. So basically, for your work to honey ratio, you got more honey than you did last year.
Correct. Yep. Higher yield per colony. Right. So,
and if you're only extracting 10 frames to get that instead of 15 frames, that equals less work, less electricity, less everything.
Wow. Sean says his lot is 39 feet by 110 feet. He lives in the city. Yeah, so the ordinances, what can you do about them? They're going to be what they're going to be, I guess. But I'm one for less laws. I don't like a lot of extra rules,
Right. Well, the thing of that is, what do we got going on here?
Yeah, I think so, Brian. So that's kind of what I'm going to target. So anything else, unless it's
can we go that way?
Nukes or something like that, I'm going to keep my nukes and baby colonies here, my 2-frame splits, stuff like that. That really came in handy. I didn't think it was because I didn't do a lot of them, but it did come in pretty handy to make some queens. The little 2-frame walkaways, just setting up 4 or 5 of them. At any time I might have 3 mated queens in there that if I needed a queen, I could just go grab one. And if she was laying, once I took her out, they would make a new queen, a new cell. It just kind of ended up being a little, almost like a mini battery of just queens. Now, I couldn't do it every single day, right? I couldn't go out there every day. There is time involved there, but it was pretty helpful to have a few 2-frame splits off to the side that I could just go at any time and grab a queen if I needed one.
And, I can see that. The way I did mine this year turned out to be similar. I did a split off the one hive that survived. I thought was going to be one that died because they had got to where it was just a handful of bees. I actually scooped the queen and the bees off of the ground, put them back in that hive, and they went crazy. And there wasn't, like I said, a handful of bees.
Right.
And anyway, so I split off of them and made 2 full-size splits. Well, then the one without a queen, after a while, they started to get a little bit on the testy side. They were, so I went in there, took all the frames that had queen cells out, did 2 nuke splits with that, and then I introduced a new queen into there so they'd be okay. And the 2 nukes ended up making queens that are finishing off that, and I got my 2 new from those queen cells.
Right. Hey, Alex, good to see you, buddy. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a bit of traveling as far as I'm hoping, knock on wood, I'll be up in Canada in February for that show. I think it's February, end of February.
Pack your long johns.
Yeah, I'm liking it. So, and if things pick up the way that I'm hoping they will, then hopefully, I can just carry the wife with me, and then we'll just be traveling a bit. And Alex, how did your bees end up? I know you're probably working today. How did your honey extraction go and all of that? How much did you end up with? He may not have even harvested yet. I'm thinking when they might do it up there. So yeah, we're going to be traveling. So if you're in an area and I know where you're at, if I'm coming through, I'll definitely reach out and at least let people know where I'm going to be if they want to get together and hang out for a bit. I was wanting to go to the Louisiana show, but it just didn't end up. Says he's
I
mostly
wouldn't mind
done.
going to that. Get me some crawfish and boudin.
Oh yeah, we like to eat for sure.
Yeah, because I was on vacation down in Mississippi a couple years ago when my daughter was in a training down there for the Air Force. I got offered a job in Mississippi, and I almost went.
I think that would be, my daughter she just moved to Fort Campbell.
Okay.
Tennessee and Kentucky area. I mean, they literally moved like last week. So, we've been contemplating different things as far as being able to move and stuff like that. So we'll see. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen in the wild world of Bob?
Especially if you're going to be at a job where you're moving around, you can decide. Right now is the time for you to decide if you want to move, if you want to do something else as far as your living arrangements, because you're not stuck in a certain spot because of your job.
Right.
Or now anything, and I hate to use the word stuck, but I understand you were taking care of your mom, and that you're not stuck. It's something you don't mind doing, but you're still kind of stuck there until just like
finality.
My dad's not, because my dad's 85. He don't have the same problems that your mom did, but I still would feel bad leaving too far from where if he needs help, I couldn't be there.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely has been an issue. Obviously December will be 2 years. So it's matter of fact, my grandson, it feels like I was just talking about him being born on the show not long ago, and he just hit his second birthday. So it's like, time is moving. I'm not getting any younger, so we got to do something.
Right.
And make it happen.
Well, that's what the house we moved into, we're looking at, what we're going to do from here on out and all that kind of stuff. But it's been a blessing moving, especially getting away from Indianapolis and the riffraff and all the violence out there.
Right. Sean, you should try it, man. Give them a try. They're not expensive.
What's that?
Tablets, the Happy tablets.
Oh, okay. No, they're not. Like I said, to me, the expense is the ease of use, and what I don't have to get in there in and out 2 or 3 different times to do something with them. That means more than me. If it was $5 more than anything else or $10 more, I'd still use it. Because my time is worth that much money.
Yeah, I've got a bit. I've got several cases here still of Happy tablets. The East Lansing still there. We'll see. I like to travel. I like to see new things. Of course, all traveling takes money, right? So hopefully if it's with the job, we're going to be going to a different bunch of places. So if you know of like shows and stuff going on in your area as far as like beekeeping conferences and whatnot, shoot them to me, and I will definitely propose those to Mehmet, because it'll be on his dime to get me there. So that's the main thing. Even like Georgia is on the 9 days from today, and I'm planning to be there. But they never make these things like in places central. It doesn't seem like. It's like, I think theirs is in like Lewisburg or Louisville, Georgia or something like that, and it's like north of Atlanta, and it's like, holy crap, it's like Atlanta's 3 hours away, and then the North Carolina one, hour and a half for me, perfect. I love that. Get in the car. By the time you get a drink and let's do a couple songs on the radio, you're pulling in, right? Not far at all. But it's the ones like, the Florida Beekeepers Association. It's a 10-hour drive down, stay in a hotel, 10-hour drive back. October, Ann Arbor is Michigan's fall one. Are you going to that one, Sean? Michigan. That'd be nice to go up there. Although it is in Ann Arbor, and I bleed green since I worked at Michigan State. And it's in Ann Arbor, and I got a piece of paper from Ohio State, so it makes it trying times. Trying times. Fall colors, yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be a heck of a drive, though, too.
Right.
Hey, Sean, do you ever go to the dairy on Michigan State? They've got a nice, really nice ice cream shop on Michigan State University. It's they make all the ice cream there and everything. Look who we got. We got Lunch Break Alex. Hey, Lunch Break Alex.
Hey.
Good to see you. You still testing?
Yeah, actually, listen to this. Got laid off like 4 weeks ago on a Monday.
Right.
The business I was working for, we're having troubles. Lost a lot of client. Called my brother about it. He said, "Have you tried this company? It's like on the opposite side of town." I call and I send my application, do the online test. He calls me at 1 p.m. When are you available? I say, well, how about now? Next day, I go for the interview. On Wednesday, I start working.
Oh, wow. So
I lost 24 hours of work. And I got all the
advantage of that very long.
and I got months compensation for being laid off.
Oh, so you got a little extra wham walking around money. Nice.
Yeah. So I spotted a pickup truck, but it's a Ford, a 2009 Ford.
I drive a Ford.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of I can't afford it straight up because of the layoff compensation. But I'm thinking of having it pass through a general inspection before purchasing it because it's still a good chunk of change.
Oh, right. Yeah, for
Trucks
sure.
are.
Yeah,
Yep.
but
They hold you pretty well.
and the new job is the same thing. I'm still a video game tester.
What game are you testing? Can you disclose?
I don't know, so I'd rather not.
I tried the Battlefield 6 beta.
I know the game I worked on before. I can't say it was Fortnite, but I can't say much more than that. This one I don't know if I can disclose, so I'm not gonna say, unfortunately.
I gotcha. I played the Battlefield 6 beta. I was not impressed. First of all, because it was beta and you had to get an invitation to come play it, right? When I first logged in, 18,460 in queue to get into the matches. So I had to wait for 30 minutes once I queued to get into a game. It was kind of like Halo-ish. If you're not video game, I know we're speaking Chinese right now, but with Halo, I played Halo one time and quit, vowed to never play Halo again, because I would have an assault rifle shooting the other player in the face, and their shield would absorb everything. That same player, while you're shooting them, can run up to you and stab you or punch you and kill you with one shot. Totally was not fist resistant shielding apparently, and I got so frustrated with that game because of that. I was like, I'm done. And
I don't play player versus player games. I prefer single player games now.
so yeah, it's it.
I don't know if you saw my answer earlier, but yeah, there was a drought here this summer, and I lost more than half of my colonies in the Basswood area. So I split everything up. Everything took, which I wanted to drop down to 20 colonies,
Right.
but every single split took. So I went right back up to 30.
Now, did you just do like walk away split, or did you queen them?
I just took half the colony.
Like I did the bulk B split. It's double deep. I took one box off and set it on the bottom board.
Yeah, that's what I did. And it all took.
Yep. And I mean, that was this year was the first time I actually tried that. I didn't care which box had the queen in it when I split. It just ended up with bees. It had half the bees, half of just took it apart right in the middle. And they all did well that way. They had plenty of bees, plenty of foragers, plenty of everything. And they made their own queen. So
and since I only have one queen, not queen excluder, but I forgot the name. It's like the one-way trapdoor for bees, so they can leave the honey super. Bee escape. Jesus Christ! I only have one of those, and I was harvesting, and there was a cloud of angry bees. So what I did is I set those boxes that didn't have enough honey, or it was too liquid boxes I wouldn't harvest. I put those like a few on the bottom, put my bee one way, my bee escape, and then stacked everything up that I wanted to harvest. Left it there for a week, came back, and I just grabbed the boxes like that.
I'll tell you what, is Bruce Jenny still in the chat? I did the modified Bruce Jenny method of harvesting honey. He said something in one of his videos that I took to heart, but I just kind of modified it. So he said at one time, when you're in an out yard, if you get a bunch of bees in your truck, just roll down the windows and drive, and they'll fly out and go back, right?
Yeah, I do that too.
So what I did, Bruce, is I shook the bees off the frames as I'm harvesting the honey, and then I put the boxes in the back of my pickup truck because there's always going to be a few bees still in there, right? And then I drove up the street a mile or so and then turned around and came back right to where I was unloading them, took all the boxes off, very minimal bees left in the boxes, was able to unload them, no issues, no bees inside the honey house really. And they all flew out and flew back home.
Yeah, so I got to be careful too because there's a downstairs neighbor now, finally, but she's allergic to bees, so I got to make sure there's as little bees as possible in my boxes.
She just needs some of that medicinal honey. Just microdose herself every day with some honey, and she'll be good.
And she also has like really small kids, like they're maybe 2-year-old. Yeah, I got to be careful. I don't want those kids to be stung.
All right. So if people are just coming in, the big news that I put up, at least it's big news for me, maybe not so much for everybody else, but I've accepted a position with Appimon. So I will be in sales with Appimon, with the Appy tablets and with Viagra, Benero, some of that kind of stuff.
Can I get that job too?
Do what?
Can I get that job too?
It's going to be a traveling thing. Hey, who knows? Maybe, Dancing Bee does carry the product, so it's at least some of it. And we're just going to try to expand that. And let me see. Makes sense. I put lids in the supers on the trailer while pulling out to prevent robbing, if not in the flow, but remove them before we travel. It does. Yeah, it does. They'll just, and a bee can only eat a little bit, right? So even if you got a bunch of bees in there, when you fly off, they're going to eat what they can eat. Then they're going to go back home. to unload it. So it definitely helps. And that's why I call it the Bruce Jenny method, because I don't remember what video it was, but you were at the out yard and you were talking about bees inside the truck, and you rolled down the windows and drove off. And I was like, well, if it worked for that, it should work for this. And sure did. So it was
a good idea, because if I purchased that pickup, like there's no covers.
Right.
Playing around with tarps, preventing the bees from getting in, it's a nightmare.
The good thing you can do is, it depends how you're going to set them. I usually set mine on the side in the truck. But if you're going to stack them straight up, you could always put down a lid upside down and just stack them on the lid, because that way they can't get in from the bottom. The only way they can get in from the top. And you can always just close that up as long as you got most of the bees out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry. I'm done making videos. I can't stand it anymore. I like streaming with Bob, because I don't have to edit anything.
Yeah, my thing has just been time, and when I had time to work the bees on my days off, if it wasn't raining, I don't have a lot of time to then edit the video. If I were to go out there and film it, and then you're constantly moving the camera, you're talking to the camera, it just takes longer. And I didn't have the benefit of excess time to do that. So if I did see something I want to do, I would just turn the camera on and try to do it live. And then if you have good signal, the video quality was good. And if you didn't, it was bad. And it was nightmarish, right?
Yeah. And not only am I tired of editing videos, I can't progress anymore in my, I'm stuck where I am for now. It would be just repeat of the same thing basically year after year. So if I'm not going to give anything new, and I'm not enjoying making the videos, I may as well stop and show up when you're on stream.
Well, one of the things, and I'm sure Bruce can identify with this, and when you have a set schedule, like I was doing Tuesday nights, right? When you have a set schedule for a little while, it's great. Years 3, years 4, you start getting a little burnout, because it's like, man, I just want to take tonight off. I just don't want to do it. But, it's luckily enough that we've got, it can definitely be frustrating. I mean, it's not that you don't enjoy talking to the people, but occasionally it might be, in Bruce's case, a Wednesday night, me, it was Tuesday night. Maybe that's the night that your wife wanted to go out to dinner, right? Or something. And then you're like, let's do that,
Sadly, while I have the money, I can't go to the Manitoba Beekeepers Show this winter, because, I don't have any vacation accumulated. I just started a new job. Yeah,
it's they don't do, I don't know how, is it only accumulation, or is it like some companies where they put you in a pool
after a year worked?
I gotcha.
So if I take off, it's unpaid work. It's unpaid.
Not that it's any of my business, but the cherry on the top of the sundae would be if you told me, oh, and I'm making more money than I was at the other company.
Yes, I am actually 25 cents more right off the bat, and with a possible raise 3 months later.
Well, there you go. So the other company was having troubles. You got laid off for an entire one day. You found another job doing the same thing, making more money. So congratulations on that. That's a win.
It's a little more, and I'll see after 3 months if I asked for 20 an hour. He gave me 19, which was a raise from my previous job. And so after 3 months, we'll see what happens. But since I have experience, and I got feedback after a month, and it was really, really positive, because I worked well with everyone. I asked questions, because it's essentially the same job, but all the procedures are different.
Right.
The clients want different bug reports, blah blah blah. But yeah, it's gonna pay a little more, possibly $1.25 more. We'll see. But it's still not enough to just buy a piece of land and start beekeeping there.
Right. That's
If I could invest the money I got from the layoff, that would be probably best. Even then, that's slow returns.
that's true, Bruce. Bruce said, Bob, you were literally on every night. It's hard once a week, but I have no idea how you did that. You were everywhere. We do still enjoy the stream team chats though, but we do rotate, which helps. Yeah, it is definitely
Yeah, too much of a good thing.
well, like you said, with videos, right? It gets to the point to where it doesn't matter whose video you're going to or whose chat you're going on. You were only talking about Varroa mites to the point to where it's like we had no mite Monday, where we weren't talking about mites on Mondays. Just if you brought up mites on Monday, you got to go. I mean, it's like we're just tired of talking about mites, right? So it's crazy. But the thing is that, you know, when you enjoy the people you talk with, like I've gotten tons of people have reached out to me, calling me, messaging me, hey, we need you to go back live. You know, yeah, I get it. I miss it too, but it's just the time was the issue. So now hopefully the time thing will be changing, and with the new job, and we'll be able to get things going.
Well,
again.
if Mehmet opens a what's it called in English? A subsidiary? No, a branch in Quebec. I might go there, especially if it pays better than what I have right now.
And right now, who knows? So, not to get too much into the workings of my deal, but I'm not losing any money by going to Mehmet. So the way my previous job, the one I just left work, is I did get an hourly wage, not salary. And then after that, I also got commission. Now, here's the trick with commission. If you've never had a commission job before, you can make a lot of money. However, typically what happens is if I sold you internet today, Alex, you would have to keep that internet on for 30 days before it would be credited to me, and then they would pay me out in 30 days. So basically it was 2 months behind. So all that time that I spent at the company, I've only gotten really one commission check yet, and they still owe me 2. So kind of like you, how you still had pay coming after you left, I still have 2 commission checks coming. So I'm not really financially, I'm not doing great, but I'm not receiving any money, right? So I still have money coming in. And I did well at the job. I never doubted that I would.
You're a good salesman. You're good at speaking with people.
Well, the difference between where I'm going in this is now what I'm making as salary is the same as what I was making with commission before. So now I'm not tap dancing for the dinner. You know what I mean? Yeah, and for me at this point in my life, actually, when I left the pest control company, I told myself I wasn't going to be in sales anymore, at least not for a company. Yeah, we see how that works out, right? The main thing is because if I'm going to do that, where I have to rely on basically standing on the corner playing a guitar for people to throw money into the guitar case for it, I don't need that stress with my blood pressure and heart condition and all that stuff. I don't need that. And I thought this would be different over there. And the customers didn't stress me out at all. I could talk to customers all day long, have great conversations, sell stuff, and do good. Where the stress comes is from the supervisors and the company. I could have 25 calls that day. I could be doing great, but if I didn't sell any mobile phone lines, it was like I didn't succeed, right? And the other way around, I could have 25 calls that day and not sell anything, but sell 2 mobile phone services. Well, at least you sold mobile. You know, it was like I couldn't understand why that was such an issue, because as far as the sales, mobile was only 25% of the commission structure. So 75% of everything I did was based on all the other stuff I sold, not just the mobile. So it became stressful for me, and I was missing days. My blood pressure was going out of control, which made me feel terrible.
Sort of Damocles are hanging over your head because you didn't make mobile sales.
Yeah, it's always the the cart with the mule with the carrot on the stick, right? To try to get that mule to go for the carrot and keep moving forward to get you going. That's something that I'm a little bit beyond in my career right now. I've got sales experience in just about anything you can believe.
I gotta go back to work really soon.
I got you. I'm getting ready to call this too, because I've been on hour and 21 minutes right now.
Yeah, I'm working in about a minute and a half, so I gotta go.
Yeah. All right, get logged in so you don't get in trouble. We don't need any more layoffs.
Yeah, thank you. It was nice talking to you again.
Nice talking to you, Alex. We'll see you next time. Bye. All right, everyone. So it's been a great hour and 21 minutes and 25 seconds. And I do appreciate everybody coming in and checking in. And, hopefully there's good things coming. If you haven't tried the Appy tablets, or especially this time of year when you're feeding, fondant, the Beneral, the Viagra, good stuff that you should give a shot. It's cheap. It's not very expensive. It's compared to everything else on the market, it's really reasonable. No crazy measurements that you have to do. Pretty much the Viagra and Beneral is a teaspoon or a tablespoon per gallon of liquid. I do. Usually, Grayson, when the honey flows on, just know they're not going to touch the tablets because they're collecting nectar. If you don't have any flow on, like if you get a dearth period in between, they'll definitely start consuming that. So definitely give it a shot. It's good products. Anyway, guys and gals, sorry. Y'all have a great day. It's been great hanging out with you guys for the last hour and a half or so. And we'll see you on the next stream. Have a good day. Bye.